Hi Virgo, I'm Lisi the High Priestess. You can find me on Lisi the High Priestess on TikTok. You can find me on Lisi's World for my other talents on TikTok. You can find me on Lisi the High Priestess 86 on IG. You can find me on Lisi the High Priestess 2 por TikTok y YouTube español y si hablas español. Y en inglés, pues. If you don't understand that, then those channels ain't for you. Bless be you if you find me on Facebook and I add you. I'll be FBIing everybody. You know, these are my FBI Facebook files. I'll be all kidding. People be getting all paranoid and shit. Help a player out and press like, subscribe, notification. This may not resonate with everyone because I like telling stories, and stories will not always resonate with everyone. And sometimes I keep it general, and sometimes I talk about the world. Hey, who knows? Help a player out. Give me some crumbs. Help a player out. Help a player out. I get less views when I don't share this on Facebook. But sometimes I don't want Facebook in my business. So either you're really in my business or you really just can't be. I know people have a life. People get busy and stuff. They have children. They have family. They're in a great relationship. They don't really need to be tapping into this. This is taboo. That's what they say, baby. Erica Bayou. I heard today someone on Facebook say something amongst that line that Erica can't even keep a man. Then I thought to myself, what if Erica doesn't want to be kept? But of course, I didn't say anything on their platform because they have every single right to give out their opinions in their own platform. She didn't come to mine, and I just saw it. And it made me think for a while because it comes along with the same thing and same line of work that I do. It's kind of hard to be in a relationship when 99% of the world lies. I'm going to say 90%. It's the 10% to me. See, the way I see the 1%, the 10% of the world population is the good guys. But in order to be one of the good guys, you've had to experience yourself, Noid. You've had to experience what it is to be a bad guy or to deal with the bad guys. It's odd the way I see this spiritual game, Virgo. I favor you. I favor you over my own zodiac sign. I favor you over a lot of my placements. Do you know that? I'll tell you, I'll give the witches a little hint. The witches and the wizards and the warlocks and the shamans and the healers and the whole gang. I don't have Virgo. I believe I don't have an ounce of Virgo in me on my first birth. I want to show you something, Virgo. I had a dream that I've had 2 dreams that I've been poisoned. One, I had to poison myself because a lot of people were hating on me. And I had a bomb in my hand. And I was playing with them. I was like, oh, once they started, I had a whole people gang up on me. I was like, oh, so we playing tough guys now. You guys think I'm a weakling. I was like, look what I have here. This will wipe the whole world. And I was just laughing. And I was like, would it be ashamed if I dropped it and it broke? And when I was saying that, wouldn't it be ashamed? I purposely dropped it and it broke. And then people were freaking out and I felt bad for them. So I grabbed it and I sucked all the poison in and blew it out. And then I told everybody, I was waiting for me to turn the color yellow. And the next thing I became into a big old giant. And these people became cockroaches. But my foot was like a cockroach killer because I was a giant. And I was just swapping, like I was just getting rid of these cockroaches left and right. Also, exterminator, terminator, coming to slay, the moon card. Oh, you thought I wasn't, but I did. Then you feel bad, and then you swallow your own poison. And then all of a sudden, you become bigger than the cockroaches, if you understand the metaphor. Now, the other day, I think I had mentioned in one of my talk to me's, I was like, I was waiting for me to turn yellow. Almost seemed like if it was a spider that had bit me. And then the other dream that I had, someone whispered in my ear, I was poisoned. I ingested something and they did it on purpose to kill me. But my faith in God, God, I mean, God, right? I survived it. I was one of many people that survived it. And when I woke up, you want to see it? I'm hairy, like a werewolf. Woo! I'm my hell right now. You see that? Spider bit me. Thought about going to the hospital. Then I thought if I die, die. Also, Virgo. I uninvited someone to my funeral. I once uninvited. I've uninvited a Virgo in my life more than 3 times. He's been uninvited to my funeral. I was like, if I die, I don't want to see you there. I constantly have to remind this person, like, you better not be at my funeral. I'm gonna turn in my grave. You talk to me when I'm alive, not when I'm dead. But the irony of it all is that when I'm dead, I'm more alive than I've ever been. Ever. Ever. But see, I kind of feel like my philosophy or the way I think, I don't know. I'd be like, God, if I'm Morticia, just say that. You know? I used to be Wednesday. Then I graduated to the weekend. I went to Thursday and then graduated Wednesday, Thursday, and then the weekend. Now I think I'm back on Sunday. Let's get into the tarot. I don't know. In a way, Virgo, the Four of Wands. What is it that our connection between us? The odds of the whole world. It will be me and you against the world. And I say a couple other people. You got your team and I got mine. You have yours for your reason and I have mine for mine. But it's undeniable that we have a great relationship, friendship slash angelicish ships, angel ships. Or even when we have to play with our dark self with balance. Ain't no wrath like God's wrath. I believe that's God's shadow side. Now, I don't know God. Well, I just might. I don't know. I don't know why he even allows me to say certain things because later on I'll be talking to God. I was like, God, was I doing too much, God? Today I was talking to myself out loud, and the person was like, "What'd you say?" I was like, "I was talking to the most important person in my life," and he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I was talking to myself. Me, myself, and I have to talk to each other sometimes. It's a 3-person relationship up in this motherfucker, mind, body, and soul. And sometimes we just got to talk to each other because shit is happening." 4 of Wands in the moon, and one more. We're missing one more. The Five of Pentacles. You're not mentioning someone. The Moon card and the Five of Pentacles. You're not talking about it. The Four of Cups. You wish not to discuss it. Six of Wands and the Justice. And the Lovers. And the Ten of Cups. Oh, those are great. Great cards. But I feel like you choose to not discuss your private love life and because for certain reasons. And I was talking about how women like me are single, or people like me tend to be very single, and they have to deal with the we choose Erica Bayou. She, am I saying her name right? I hope I am. And allegedly, and this is pure opinion, and I'm a big fan of Erica Bayou. I don't give a fuck if she's single, married, divorced, whatever, long hair, short hair. I don't give a fuck. I fuck with her. But I did hear that, like, you can't take advice from people who are not living your life, or they don't practice what you want out of life. I get it. Maybe that's why certain people aren't for me and I ain't for them. But I mean, I'm very doting on Virgo, and you guys should thank my favorite high priestess because she is the main sole reason I'm very doting on Virgo. It's not about spilling her secrets in her private life. I believe that in the Virgo readings, I don't do too much about that personal on shit. I like being very ethereal with you. Being ethereal with you takes us to a different plane. Also, a different plane. You're gonna have to board a different plane. Also, did you hear about how there was a shapeshifter in a plane and someone witnessed someone completely change into somebody else? That's crazy, huh? All right, let's get into the tarot, into some other shit. Don't shake hands. Also, I was talking about the Terminator. Remember how in the Terminator, if that man were to touch you, he could turn into a blade. His hand will literally turn into a blade, and he could cut you if he touched you. Don't shake their hand, okay? Because also, if someone touches you, they can take you into a different plane, into a different realm. You could, because I constantly talk to someone too who is the film director of, I don't know, they create movies, or these are just scenarios in your head. I also see someone that does comics. The sub card. Someone sees somebody. Okay, so I see men sitting at a table, right? And somebody's coming, walking by, and they're like, "Hey, how are you?" See, these two men are sitting down, and they come up and they're like, "Hey," like I feel like someone stops this person right here. It's like, "Hey, we need to talk," but there is no exchange of hands. There is no greetings. There's no hi, how are you doing? There's none of that. So, because the way these men are looking, they're looking like you're the man I've been hunting for. Look how they're looking at each other. Also, these are the two men sitting down looking at this person that just got up or stopped them. Hey, don't I know you? Or do I know you? And they're not shaking. They didn't even introduce themselves like, "Hi, I'm so and so." And they're interrupting a very important conversation right here between two men. I hear these is two grown ass men talking. Who the fuck are you? And why are you interrupting this very important meeting? Someone's like busting in there and not like introducing them who they are. He's telling them who they are. This person that intruded in this meeting, they're not hey, I'm so and so from so and so and so. They're not saying that. They're like, "Hi, you are, and you are, and you are. I know who you are." So it raises these people's eyebrows, and they're looking at them like. Also, this is the new cat on the block. He has done his homework on the block. He's been watching the block for a while, or this certain school or something like that. The sun card, double sun, and the high priestess. And the Knight of Cups. My job is to know who you are before you ever get to know me. See, Virgo is a ghost. So he appears, she appears, or this entity appears when it needs to appear. Also, your spirit doesn't have to introduce themselves to anybody. That's what I hear. My spirit don't need to introduce it. It just also it's like a spirit introduces themselves in front of your spirits because I feel like this is a spiritual meeting and I really don't see this in the physical plane. This is like your angels and your demons, or this is your ancestors because your ancestors, believe it or not, your crew, your ancestors are either angels or they're demons. Whoever's sitting in your ancestor in your spiritual realm, your ancestors, your guides, your friends, these people who have passed on these animals, all types of entities that God has created. Don't forget, I do believe in God, but I believe God created everything. Did I not just say talk about the shadow side of God? Ain't no wrath. They say ain't no hell like a woman scorned. Ain't no hell like God's wrath. You feel me? Our creator. El mero mero, el jefe de todos los jefes. I know who you are. Oh, yeah. Because someone entered a spiritual meeting, not someone, an entity that is not of the ancestral lineage, entered a spiritual conversation that's being had amongst angels and demons or whatever this meeting that's being held and in the court of the spiritual realm. El camarón y el gorrito. Someone was like this and now they're sitting up straight. The fuck? Who the fuck invited you? Because someone stayed hidden. Like this to me looks like to me the hermit. The hermit is covered, you know? And now what is like it appears out of nowhere with his back straight and is telling them, I know who you are. La rana y el paraguas y la garza. I have been watching you for a while. But I also you gained a new angel that protects you. So it's almost like that. Okay, so that's let's put this together and map it to where I feel like you could understand me. Let's say me and you grew up with each other, right? We know the same people, and throughout our lifetime, we have experienced deaths of certain people that we grew up with, right? Right? Okay. And then when we get older, one of us passes on, right? One of us passes on. And you're entering the spiritual realm with the people that you're protecting, right? So you appear in the person that you're protecting and their spiritual realm, and the ancestors are surprised. They're like, who the fuck are you and how do you know? But you wouldn't assume that the ancestors, it just came as a shock when someone comes in and is like, I know who you are, I know who you are, and I know who you are. And they're like, huh? It's because I grew up with that same person and I knew the same crowd. So I know who you guys are because the moments you have passed on, I too was present in those moments. And I feel like this is an introduction to your spiritual team too, or this is the first time someone understand what real astral projecting is, when you're really also when me are having a conversation, me myself and I are having the realest talk with each other, and someone intrudes into your conversation that you're having with me myself and I, mind, body, and soul, and someone interrupts it. It's like if I'm meditating, right? And then someone knocks at my door and everything that I'm doing just goes away because someone has intruded into my spiritual space and they claim they know you because they have studied you or grew up with you or whatnot. Do you know those people I grew up with every single day and they still don't know who the fuck I is? Anyways, so Someone could have gained an angel or could have gained a demon in the spiritual team. All right, someone's introducing, or you're noticing the spirit in the room, or you're noticing a change, a spiritual shift. I believe I've had the favorite high priestess speak on stuff like this. Maybe this is too relatable. Hmm. Something in the pear, literally the food, the pear. Also, the pear to me is your womb. Also, that also reminds me, you know how in the movie Scooby Doo, where they're in this island and then their spirit goes and gets trapped in this pool of water. You ever believe that sperm is like that in our uterus and in a man's penis? I know it's weird, but I'm speaking on something. El gallo, the man, el diablito, la garza, y la botella, y el catrín. Look, el corazón, las jarras, y la rosa. See, you have you may be loved by a very rich man, one of your spiritual guides. He was a very rich man. You could have been married to them, or this is you. You will be that very spiritually rich man. Or also, I feel like spirit's sending you a very spiritual rich man to seduce you. All right, but I feel like someone here, it might be confused. Like someone is having a talk. They're like, do they love me just for my curves, or do they love me because they really love me, or they just want to procreate another life into this world. So we will be dipping into the pool gene where they're fighting to become an actual human. These spiritual ancestors you have inside of you are fighting to become another human. Well, they say, it's all these little sperms that are trying to get into that little hole, into that ball of a woman. The Knight of Cups. Letting myself being seduced, the Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, again, the Three of Wands. Let's be friends again, the Eight of Wands. Or let's try doing this thing again. The Magician. Also, I feel like someone's talking to their womb. Your womb is where your ancestors are at, my love. Also, if you're trying to get a woman pregnant, I see you talking to her womb. Like, I want to talk to your womb. I see myself inside of you. Also, like someone's kissing your stomach area, they're kissing all over your belly button. If there's a child of yours in there, whether you're the pregnant one or you're the one that impregnated this woman, you're kissing, you are getting to know your ancestor, your future ancestor that will be born into this world. And there's something very precious about this because, listen, if you're listening to this story of mine, or you're listening to this reading, at this very moment of your life, life is fascinating to you. The fact that you can create or recreate your ancestor all over again with your spiritual pool gene. All right. So I feel like you're speaking a lot of love into your tummy, or someone's speaking a lot of love into your tummy. That's for someone right there. But also the way you speak to your child speaks in volumes. From the moment that you create it, even from the moment that you're having spiritual union with your mate, when you're talking to them, making love to them, and I'm not talking about this is, it's very different when someone's just humping on you. You're just trying to get a quick nut and that's it. Versus to someone actually appreciating every single part of your body, talking to you like they're just one with you, telling you I want to be in unity with you in one. And you're mixing yourself, you're shaping with somebody else. You are shifting inside of each other. You're literally bringing in more spiritual ties as one. So you see how In the very beginning, I talked about there was two spirits or two people, and someone's like, "Hey, I know you," and someone feels like, "What? How do you know me?" Well, someone can get to know you by intertwining their body with you. And one day they just come out of nowhere and introduce themselves to your ancestor because you're ancestral. I don't know why I have to say that. Ancestral. Ancestors. I don't even know if that even makes sense because it doesn't make sense to me. But if it's making dollars, it might make sense. I don't even know if that makes sense, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying things now. But you know, when in the art of getting what you want out of a mate, you say what you want, you say whatever. And sometimes the things that like you ever notice that men and women, the Queen of Wands and the Sun card, three sons. And someone's gonna make a son right here. My little sons, my little creatures, or someone will have three sons. Someone could be having triplets right here. That is crazy. But listen to me. Your three triplets will be your mind, body, and soul. Pay attention to that. That's not for everyone. Or someone, I believe I have done a reading about triplets here before. That's crazy. Your crazy story of becoming a triplet, the Seven of Swords. Anyways, like I was talking about, someone just humping on you, and they're not really, they're just focused on doing the nut versus to someone that's like, look, I'm intentionally trying to get you pregnant. I'm intentionally trying to love you. I'm intentionally trying to shift into you, literally, because they're thrusting themselves inside of you. They talk about the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands being unity. Unity, two people when they morph into one. That's shape shifting. And that's cloning. And you're literally cloning another side of you with, let's go half on a baby. Anyways, when people are coming, when they're about to come and stuff like that, you ever notice like people make these weird faces and they make weird noises and stuff? It's almost like their spirit is kind of trying to leave them because the pleasure is so amazing. Oh shit, oh my god, and their eyes start to twitch and all that. They say when someone is shape shifting in front of you, they start to twitch. Now, I don't know how all this is coordinated to make sense because it will only make sense to the people that is made to make sense for. You could be a Virgo and not be enlightened and not be chosen, and all of this will be like, I can't press like, so this does not resonate. And then there could be a Virgo that is with the shits, that is anointed and has had experience in their life, and they're like, I understand completely what the fuck you're talking about, Lisi. Subscribe. You understand me? I was listening to Kevin Gates yesterday. I shared that on my TikTok. Well, he was talking about like I might as well be an honest man and let my lady know that I've been sleeping with other people. I know it sounds stupid to say that. I know it sounds stupid to admit that I'm going to rat on myself. I'm going to tell on myself. But you see, women are naturally intuitive. They come from the moon. Their sacral area is literally ran by the moon cycle. And this, my love, is very true. Let me tell you something about the Mayans and the Incans. They were able to tell about if a woman was going to give birth to a woman or to a man or a boy or a girl by the moon. From the moment they conceived, they look at the moon and they count the moon cycle at a certain days, and if it lands on this certain moon cycle, you will have a boy, you will have a girl. And that's how the Incans and the Mayans, I believe so, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is true. Could have got the information wrong, but I believe it's true. That's how people in the third world country find out what they're going to have. Also, I believe you can find out by um, something you could do with your piss. I believe the Alaskans have something like that too. Like they can, the elk or the caribou can tell when a woman is pregnant, or correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's pregnancy, or tell when a person's gonna have a boy or a girl. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be making this shit up, but why is it that certain animals can tell what you're going to have before? Like animals can be very intuitive as well. You ever been pregnant at the same time with an animal? Have you ever been around an animal when it's pregnant and you start to feel pregnant? You're shape shifting into somebody else's energy. You feel me? And it can become very intrusive when you don't want certain energy entering you. But going back to Kevin Gates, Kevin Gates was talking about, how the moon, the sacral area, and blah, blah, blah. Women have a gut feeling, they pay attention to their intuition. So if a woman's body starts to alert them that somebody else has been sleeping with their man and they're starting to become suspicious, it literally throws off a woman's pH balance. Therefore, their scent and everything, and it can make a woman go crazy. Why do people act crazy when the moon cycle, when certain events happen with the moon? Well, this is a fact. You can go fact check me if you want. They say when the moon is full, parasites that are in the bottom of the world come out. Parasites. Now, the shrimp and the gorrito that came out on here, fishermen, but I believe fishermen pay attention to the moon, because the moon, if they're fishing for shrimp, they will come out on the full moon. It will give them a great catch. Now, I believe someone's trying to learn somebody's moon cycle so they know when it's a good time to get them pregnant. Then with their sacral area, you can find out when they can conceive. You can find out when they're not as fertile. Also, like their natural scent will give you off if they have high level of pheromones. If someone's high level of pheromones at a certain time during the month period, during the moon cycle, can heighten them where they're more horny and they're more prone to be attracted to you or want to do certain things to you, because you already have shape shifted into one. All right. Now I'm going back to the moon, the parasites coming out. The parasites, these little creatures come out. So, and then the animals instinctively know that it's time to eat and feed. It's a great time to get pregnant. Whales, dolphins, whatever the fuck they want to do. It's penis time, penis and vagina time, because there's plenty of food for a pregnant lady, for a pregnant woman. And when a woman is pregnant and she's literally cloning another side of her, the energy is depleting them. So it's very depleting energy when the moon is literally working with gravity and making these parasites come from the bottom of your sacral area for us women, for us men, men in their sacral area. If the moon is full, wolves are morphing into somebody else. Anyways, your pH balance, the things that you have ate, the things you haven't ingested into your stomach start to arise. Our brain is like a sponge. It has all this water inside of it. And so the moon is full. What do you think is going on with our hormones and going on with people all over the world? Now, give me a minute because I have to fix this eyelash. It's bothering me. I'm going to blame the moon for that. You ain't going to be out here talking about Lisi had a fucked up eyelash. Okay. So we've had these conversations before. Now, did it ever occur to you that maybe things that are inside of our bones might be coming out too? Well, will it deplete us out of certain vitamins from our bones? I don't know. That's just things that are coming up in my head. Okay. I'm giving you guys a very long reading. And yes, I will repeat this. I am very doting a Virgo. I don't care. There's actually Virgos I don't like. They're uninvited to my funeral. You're going to have to earn my respect again. But there's a lot of Virgos I love. And that's why I fuck with you. I'm fucking with people right now. Like, I fuck with you the long ways, and some of this shit will not enter people's brains because you're not allowed to have this kind of energy inside of you. It will bring out certain parasites out of you that you cannot handle. But people that understand the moon cycle and understand that during this time you have to stay hydrated with the right things, so your pH balance, so your mental stability can be more normal or more balanced than other people that eat and say and ingest, because it's not just ingesting the food, it's ingesting in your thoughts and through your eyes, ingesting through touch, ingesting through dick and vagina. Okay. Found guilty. Hmm. I'm a werewolf. I feel like I've had plenty of conversations. I like it when other tarot readers talk about vampires, wolves, and stuff like that because honestly, I've constantly wondered about this since I was a little girl. I have been like studying werewolves, vampires, the supernatural for a very long time. So when other readers talk about this, I'm like, whoa, it's fascinating to me because sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. But then I got to remember that these people that have sold these books and have done all these blogs have a lot of people following them. So no, I'm not alone. And I'm not taking anybody's ideas because I've been reading the same books you've been reading since we were little kids. That just means, like I said, we were raised the same. Big Mama, by the same spiritual mama or something like that, the grandchildren, and Miss Ida. The Five of Cones. I bet you didn't know that. The Four of Sticks. I bet you didn't know that we were spiritually related. And I'm going to leave it at that.